I didn't think Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Super Bowl halftime show was a powerful moment for Black culture. In fact, I thought it was detrimental and further neutralized our actual power. I know as a Black person, I am in a minority. I know that. I know that for some, hearing me say this will default to attacks that I'm an African, and that is why I don't understand the Black American experience. Or worse, that I'm a tether who takes any chance to disrespect Black Americans because I want to impress white society. Well, if you watch my content, you'd know that is a crazy perspective to have of what I am and what I do. But we're all entitled to our own opinions. So I'm going to tell you why I've taken the position I have on the Kendrick performance. You might agree, you might not. But if you followed me for any amount of time, you know I'm consistent. I only care about one thing for Black and African people: complete autonomy. If you're in my following, you know I started the 300, for example, expressly for this purpose of funding my work independently of all corporate and social media ties. Thank you, by the way, to the hundreds of you that's applied. I'm going through those applications and will select the 300 very soon. If you still want to apply to get on the wait list, the link is in my profile bio or the description of this video, depending on where you're watching this. So maybe I might change some minds by the time you hear what I have to say about the halftime show. If you're already in your feelings about an African having an opinion on this, and you're ready to rip it apart as fuel for your anti-immigrant and anti-tether rhetoric, I strongly suggest you swipe past this video now, because you really won't like what I'm going to say. For the rest of you, I'm sure you're going to love this, because it's going to make you feel the power you most definitely already have within you. Pay attention. Kendrick Lamar is one of the best rappers alive, one of the greatest, period. My second favorite album ever is Illmatic, my fifth Moment of Truth, my eighth Black on Both Sides, 10th All Eyes on Me. I didn't hear these on the radio. I lined up to buy the CD the day they were released, way before there were MP3s or streaming. I don't have an issue with hip hop, especially when it's at its best, and Kendrick is the epitome of it, a true return to what made the art form what it was. The poets of the street, telling the world about the experiences of a community that had been ignored and forgotten. Now that we've got that out of the way, here's my issue. It's 2025. Why is the hood and the struggle still the dominant aesthetic of Black excellence and the way in which it communicates with the wider world on the biggest stage? I said this on a live show. Some agreed, others lost their minds. They fixated on the word hood and accused me of parroting white rhetoric. Some even claimed I was anti-FBA. Hood is short for neighborhood, referring to historically Black urban areas impacted by redlining, economic disinvestment, and over-policing. That's the literal colloquial definition, the slang. Now take that definition and juxtapose it with the reasons people say the performance was great. It was a message of defiance. It showed solidarity against oppression. It was a statement against the economic trap set against Black America. It was an ironic nod to how white America sees us. It shows we still rise and persevere. It's all tied to struggle. It's a performance of the position white society puts Black people in. And here's my question. Why in 2025 are we still embracing a position we didn't choose? There are videos online analyzing the subliminal meanings and hidden messages. If a message needs to be explained, it means most people won't get it. So then what's the point? If it is meant only for Black people to understand the deeper meanings, what's the point? Why are we sending coded messages to each other at white events or at corporate events? If it was for the establishment, why are we still sending messages at all to white and corporate America about the struggle? They don't care. They never have. If they did, things would have changed 100 years ago. Some say progress is being made. What good is progress when it isn't in your hands, but in the hands of others who decide how much and what kind of progress you get? We should be building autonomy and independence, not performing for the same establishment that profits in the billions off Black bodies, but gives a fraction in return to the select few. People say, but Kendrick has a Pulitzer, a Grammy. He's not like other rappers. Who gives those awards? Us? Or the very people you claim are unjust? Oscars so white, all of these protests. So why are we using their validation system and trophies to define our greatness? Do you see the trap? And what's the best case outcome of this performance? White America wakes up. The NFL suddenly cares about its Black athletes. Police starts treating Black people with dignity and respect. Reparations get paid. I agree with every one of those goals, but I don't believe in asking for them. When you ask, the power stays with the person who gets to decide to give or not. Power isn't given, it's taken. So how do you take it? Guns, violence, bombs, war? Yes, that's how the West took and keeps power. But they also use something way more effective. Leverage. Your talent, your skills, your buying power, your voices, your votes. You withhold those things until you get what you demand. Imagine this. No Black artists perform at the Super Bowl. No Black players take the field. No Black people buy tickets. No Black people watch the game. What happens next? When the pockets hurt, change follows. When the league is void of the best players, the fans throw a tantrum. Then they realize if they want the best show, they have to listen to the community from where the best players come from. When the product suffers, the system listens. Even better, own your own league. Let everyone play as they do, but control the revenue because you have the best players. The most powerful thing any human with control and autonomy can do is to have the ability to say one word when asked to do or give something. That one word is no. This can't happen if we keep playing into the struggle narrative. White America is comfortable with Black people in this position. This is known as controlled opposition. I will talk more about this concept another day, but Noam Chomsky, a well-known analytic philosopher, famously said, the smart way to keep people passive and obedient is to strictly limit the spectrum of acceptable opinion, but allow very lively debates within that spectrum. Even encourage the more critical and dissident views that gives people the sense that there's free thinking going on, while at the same time the presuppositions of the system are being reinforced by the limits put on the range of the debates. As long as we keep asking, they know we believe they have something we can't take for ourselves. Singing, rapping, performing for them, that's all that matters. It's all about the money, all about the Benjamins. You know I don't mince words, so let me ask you, is this the final form of Blackness, whatever that term Black that we didn't create is? Is this the ceiling of Black representation? Or can we be more? There's nothing wrong with Kendrick's performance. It was brilliant. It was great. But this isn't new. This was F the Police by NWA, Cop Killer by Ice-T, Fear of a Black Planet by Public Enemy, 92 Tupac, 94 Nas, 98 Jay-Z, 2019 J. Cole, The Roots, Talib Kweli. Is this where Black progress stops? It's 2025. Now, some will twist my words, claim I'm dissing FBA or hating on Black American culture. Don't fall for it. Such people need me to be the bad guy because then it means they don't have to actually face reality. What I'm saying isn't rocket science. Theirs is an emotional defense against a logical point. You get what you take. What you're given only has real value to the giver. I believe in the FBA definer as a concept. I believe in the demands being made. Where I differ is how to get them. There's no Pan-African unity as long as we're still looking to the dominant society for anything, by asking, performing, rapping, or singing. At the end of the day, for some, they don't believe in that unity at all. And there is where we have always failed to advance. And for those comparing this to the Sahel Alliance, did Goita of Mali, Tiani of Niger, Traore of Burkina Faso hold concerts for France? Did they perform at a World Cup halftime show to send a message, covert or overt, to highlight the suffering and experience of their people under French neocolonial oppression? No. They took power, teamed up, withheld resources, And now they're the fastest growing economies in West Africa. They have leverage. They have autonomy. Today, France listens to them not because they were asked to, but because it has to. Black Americans have the power to get everything they want. Everything. The trick is making you believe you have to keep asking and rapping for it, singing and dancing for it, running, scoring 3-pointers, touchdowns, or knockouts in a ring for it. There's a reason celebrities and Black billionaires are held up as symbols of success to the Black and African community. But how did they get successful? Certainly not with the tools necessary to liberate the minds and bodies of Africans to operate independently of the machine. Since this amazing halftime show, has anything changed? Do you believe anything will change? This is a game, and we are the pawns. Some will say, well, we have to play to win. I say, how do you win at a game when whiteness is the game? It cannot be beaten. It is the board, the rules, the pieces, the timer, the rewards. Get off the board and build your own. It is the only way. Many of you can't hear what I'm saying. It's too difficult because it would mean a detachment from the machine and taking a position that is more terrifying than oppression. A position of actual power and control of your own destiny. To those who have never had it, that is the scariest thing there is.